What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. Today we are unboxing from Major, or the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, as you might know, the Road Warrior Animal Big Rubber Guy. Very excited about this. As you can see, the packaging on this guy did come a little worse for the wear. That's all right. The figure still looks incredible. If you missed it, I just unboxed Road Warrior Hawk a couple of weeks ago, actually. Wanted to get these kind of close together if I could, because no one was more excited than I was for the Road Warriors to be a part of the Big Rubber Guys. Of course, the Big Rubber Guys, a love letter to the LJN wrestling superstars, as most of us know. And, a little story, I probably told it here before, but it's worth telling again, especially if you haven't seen my other Big Rubber Guy unboxing videos. But check those out if you haven't. When this line was announced, I wasn't real, super into it, I guess, because I didn't feel like, what legends are they going to get? I wasn't thinking guys like the Macho Man Randy Savage or Andre the Giant, or then even NWA legends like the Rock and Roll Express, Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, or the Road Warriors. So little by little, I started really feeling like I need to get this line. This is going to be something incredible. And I was glad I finally jumped in. And the first line I actually did as the pre-order was the Powers of Pain Dusty Rhodes wave, which is the wave before this one. And then, of course, this wave, you had the Road Warriors, Matt Hardy, and Ethan Page, which I've got all of those already. Hawk has been unboxed. Matt Hardy and Ethan Page will be coming up relatively quickly. And so, very, very exciting stuff. And like I said, I think now we're even seeing more of an influx of other territories coming into this line. Right now for pre-order, you can get Kerry Von Erich, Bruiser Brody, and the Islanders. Of course, the Islanders more from the WWF, but Kerry Von Erich and Bruiser Brody, that's 100% world-class championship wrestling. How cool would it be if we get the other Von Erichs? How cool would it be if we got Abdullah the Butcher, Stan Hansen? There's so many guys. Nick Bockwinkel. I think that would really be a fun thing. Because you can get kind of the AWA, the NWA, World Class, so many different territories. It really makes this line a lot of fun and makes me really excited to collect more of it. Of course, we got the classic Big Rubber Guys packaging, resealable packaging, which is fun. And if you want to talk about a roster on the back, how insane is that? All the way from the first releases of Myers and Cardona to the most recent with the Road Warriors, Matt Hardy and Ethan Page. And of course, we do know Jeff Hardy is now available. I actually have that one as well. It came in the wave after this with Harley Race and the Brooklyn Brawler. So several tag teams available here with Demolition, the British Bulldogs, Powers of Pain, the Road Warriors, and the Hardy Boys. And then, of course, since that time, we've had a pre-order for the Brain Busters or the Horsemen of Arn and Tully, the Rock and Roll Express. A new set of Demolition is available, or it was available to pre-order. And then, of course, most recently, like I said, the Islanders. So a lot of really cool stuff coming from Major. It's interesting, though, because when they first started, they were all about the Bindies, right? I collected some Bindies. I thought they were pretty fun for what they were. But I feel like these absolutely overtook them. And it's interesting because I felt like this was like a sub-line of the Bindies. Initially, how do you guys feel? That was at least my thought. These are a sub-line of the Bindies. These are like if you have like Mattel, you have the Elites and you have the Ultimates, which is kind of a subline, but Ultimates hasn't overtaken Elites. Basics hasn't overtaken Elites. Retros, Superstars, none of those have overtaken Elites. That's still your main line. But it's interesting because in this case, I think it definitely has. But you know what? Why not? I think these are great, and I think for many years people have been clamoring for LJN. But I think a big issue was cost and shipping and a bunch of other things, so it was never really able to happen, but now it's happening, and I'm all for it. So we're going to open up Animal and kind of see how he looks here. Again, resealable packaging on these. I know a lot of people really like that because you can put these guys right back in the box if you so desire. So like I said, this thing right here, a little worse for the wear. He does have spikes on. Did he actually spike through it? I don't know. Of course, the card right there. Put these off to the side. Like I said, as long as the figure's okay, doesn't really do a lot for me, and I feel like he looks fine. It just is one of those things where you have to kind of be careful, and of course his shoulder pads look awesome. I do notice these aren't as snug as the one that Hawk was wearing, but I think that's alright. I think Animal's got a fantastic physique there, very solid figure. A couple of the figures we've had in the past have been a little like... You felt like they were a little hollow. Definitely not the case. There's a little paint scuff there. But actually looks like it's coming off, so no big deal. warriors on the side there. LOD, Legion of Doom. Classic boots. Very, very cool. I do like how, put animal up right there, we got different shoulder pads. These are actually really spiky too. Like, you land on this, I think you could do some damage. It's plastic, but yeah, it would hurt. I like he's got a bunch of the little ones, which is what Animal wore, you know. I think a common misconception was they wore the same shoulder patch when that really wasn't the case. They both had their own set. But that was never really done in the world of toys, which I don't think is a huge deal. But at the same time, I think it's cool that we're kind of getting that detail now. Kind of like with Macho Man. We never got classic Macho Man gear ever because it was too detailed, I think. But nowadays, I think they're able to kind of replicate that, and I think that that's really cool. But like I said, the Big Rubber Guys is absolutely one of my favorite lines going. I think the Major group over there is absolutely knocking it out of the park with these. We seemingly are getting more and more, which, as my co-host Travis has said on the TV Toycast, that overwhelmed him, and he kind of got out of the collection. How do you guys feel about that? It's one of those things we always want more, right? Sometimes, like, we want more, but we're getting so much we can't keep up, financially or otherwise. That's that balance you sometimes have to find, where you want to keep product out there, you want to keep it fresh, you want to keep people excited, but it's so much that it's like, oh my gosh, I can't collect all this. So there is two sides to every coin, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I dig this line a lot. I would love to see some more tag teams. Like I mentioned before, Abdullah the Butcher would be one I would love to see. Stan Hansen would be one I'd love to see. There's so many guys, and then, and I don't even include like WWE contracted talent because I don't feel like that's doable. But I will say, in time, I wouldn't be shocked if Mattel strikes up a deal with Major. Hey, we want to produce 4 Big Rubber Guys, and just kind of see how they do. Make them exclusive to Mattel Creations, and it'll be a co-production. And realistically, why not? Will that ever happen? I don't know, but how cool would that be to get like an Undertaker in this scale, or a Stone Cold Steve Austin? Or even better, what if they gave us a Rockers Shawn Michaels to go with that Rockers Marty Jannetty? That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That's one that I don't think we'll ever complete, unfortunately, but you never say never, right? It would be cool regardless. But yeah, like I said, Road Warriors have always been a favorite tag team of mine. We also have LOD, Big Rubber Guys, coming, and actually all new poses. So they're going to have the red gear that most of us remember from that WWF run, the iconic WWF run with the red gear, the red shoulder pads, and all that stuff. So that will be coming up. They're exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store. In fact, I think they're supposed to ship in April. Well, it's April, so it should be anytime soon. Different poses, but definitely cool stuff. And I kind of wonder, will we get LOD in gold? Will we get LOD in blue? How about this? What about LOD in white with the Zubaz pants on? How cool would that be? I have some customs of those. I'll throw those up right here. But we've never gotten LOD in white with the Zubaz as official figures. Man, that'd be cool. I'd love to see it happen. Maybe Zombie Sailor or somebody can make that happen. I think that'd be really, really cool. But yeah, definitely a fun line. And let me know, are you guys into the Big Rubber Guys? Do you collect the Big Rubber Guys? Do you watch it from afar? I know sometimes when you can't collect everything, you just enjoy other people's collections. You enjoy other people making videos like this or posting pictures and things of that nature. Maybe you weren't an LJN kid. If you were a little beyond that era, maybe they're not for you. It's hard to say. But overall, I dig it. I'm glad I'm collecting them, and I enjoy them a lot. With a lot more to come, because I know I have probably 10 or 15 figures on pre-order right now, which I will say, I love their business model. You get new figures in while you pre-order more, and so it's that constant flow. And I think that kind of helps keep the line fresh in your mind, because I think when it's pre-order, but you have nothing, you start thinking about how much money you've spent. You start thinking about how long it's been. And in this case, it started off that way, I think, for a lot of people, but then it's like, hey, we got 3 new figures in. Well, here's 3 more to pre-order. Here's 4 more to pre-order. Hey, well, guess what? You're going to get an order of 4 next month. So you get some, you order some. You get some, you order some. So in a way, I think it helps that flow of money where you're constantly getting stuff in, but it's not so much where you're just pre-ordering. And kind of like with Power Town, right? Not to throw them under the bus too much, but I want those Remco figures. I love those Remco figures. I was going to be all in on that line, but we haven't heard anything, not even as much as a shipping notification or any type of an update. So it's kind of hard to get excited about something when you're kind of left in the dark a little bit. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the world of toys, say in 2026 and beyond in the next year or so. But I hope you guys enjoy this Big Rubber Guy unboxing of Road Warrior Animal. Check out my other unboxings of Big Rubber Guys like the Warlord, the Barbarian, both members of Powers of Pain, and how about the American Dream himself, Dusty Rhodes, all available in the archives. I've unboxed a lot of DC Multiverse like Santa Batman, Godspeed, the Green Arrow, Static Shock, and others, so check those out as well. I've unboxed a lot of retros from Epic Toys. How about the Bobby the Brain Heenan? Or Rush Collectibles, I've unboxed the Frankenstein sample, which was an unpainted sample that Sal let me unbox, as well as guys like Chris Van Vliet as well. A lot of Simpsons unboxing with Lisa Simpson, Radioactive Man, Vampire Burns, and Furious Homer, to name a few. Also some Transformers like Wolfang, Jazz most recently, Night Prowler, and others, so check those out as well. Lots of cool unboxings, and let me know what you'd like to see me unbox. If there's something that I haven't unboxed yet, or you think it would be a fun unboxing, let me know. Drop it in the comments below, and I'll let you know. Like, I'm always kind of thinking of new stuff, trying to get stuff, jumped ahead. I also recently unboxed the Road Warriors Unsanctioned Classic Superstars 2-pack from Ringside, which is their first introduction into this and a 6-inch scale in over a decade. Huge news for any wrestling figure fan. It was absolutely insane. So you can actually still pick those up. They're available for back order. 2 versions, the classic red and the gray shoulder pads, more from their Japanese run all the way to like when they returned to the WWF in about 1997. So definitely cool stuff. But that's all I got for this unboxing. Thank you guys for checking it out. Make sure to check out the TB Toycast podcast wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Thursday. We have a different main event. We also discuss news in the toy world, current happenings, things we're picking up, things we're excited about, things we're selling, all kinds of stuff. You can check that out every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts. And also check out the first episode of Tales of the Toy Box right here on this very YouTube channel, where I do a deep dive into a specific toy line. It is an absolute blast, so please check that out. The first episode was on G.I. Joe Street Fighter, which is one of my all-time favorite lines. I'll never forget the first time I saw those in stores. Lost my mind because I love that arcade game. So being able to get a Blanca G.I. Joe was an absolute game changer if there ever was one. But anyway, that's all I got. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. That's Road Warrior Animal. Now we will see you guys in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.